All right. So I want to finish with a couple sleepers and a couple of stories for these sleepers as it relates to college football. Okay. And I want to start with Charleston Rambo, who's not a sleeper, but I'm getting there. So Charleston Rambo began last year with 3 consecutive 100-yard receiving performances in the first 4 games, or I should say it's 3 out of 4. And that was as the number 2 wide receiver on the depth chart to CeeDee Lamb in a really great year for CeeDee Lamb. And if Jalen Hurts was better at pushing the ball downfield, we're not talking about Charleston Rambo going for 743 yards with 5 tutties. We're probably getting close to 1,000, maybe even 1,200. But he was supposedly breakout star of last year. He's going to be the star wide receiver for whatever Oklahoma turns out to be this year. But over at Baylor, where Charlie Brewer is still a concussion away from not playing football ever again, but he's going to start. You have 2 dudes that can absolutely fly at wideout. One is R.J. Sneed, because, twin out there, just making it happen. And then the other is Tyquan Thornton. Tyquan Thornton, as a sophomore, with Denzel Mims and R.J. Sneed taking catches away, still put up 782 yards with 5 touchdowns and averaged 17.4 yards per catch. If Tyquan Thornton takes the leap that I think he's going to take, we might be talking about him getting drafted in the first round. So that's sleeper number 1. Keep your eye on him. Sleeper number 2 might be my new favorite player in the Big 12. Might be my favorite player in the Big 12 before it's all said and done. Because the most fun I ever had watching somebody else not named OU play football was watching how my man's Darren Sproles put every last one of y'all on skates. Put on the afterburners and you could not catch him. Is the holy terror of the 2003 Oklahoma Sooners, which might be the best OU football team of all time. I kid you not. Just look at the depth chart. Just look at the talent. And Darren Sproles took it apart by his damn self. All 5'7" of him. Well, now, Kansas State got a dude at tailback whose name is Deuce Vaughn. Deuce played for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. And at the Cedar Ridge Raiders, Deuce put up 5,472 all-purpose yards with 50 tutties. He rushed for 4,405 yards, 38 tutties. He had 914 yards, 11 touchdowns receiving. Returned 4 kicks for tutties. Set school records for single-season rushing, 1,940 yards. And single-game rushing with 406 for the Ridge Raiders. His daddy, Chris, was an NFL scout, is an NFL scout for the Dallas Cowboys, spent 18 years as an assistant at Arkansas, Ole Miss, Memphis, and Texas, and played collegiately at Murray State. And my favorite fact about Deuce Vaughn, my man is 5'5", $170. Ron, RJ's Revenge is about to be wearing the purple for the Wildcats.
I hope he's good, and I hope you get his jersey.
I feel like for the two of us, that's a dig. For them, they don't know that, but okay. I hope he's good. I want him to be so good. What if because all right, you got Chris Kleiman at head coach, okay? You got Courtney Messingham, who made, coleslaw out of, with that stuff that you find in a commode in their offense. You return Skylar Thompson, even as you don't return most of the offensive line. What I'm saying here is, if that man goes for 1,500 yards this year in 10 games, all purpose, is that a win?
Absolutely it is.
Okay. What's he going to have to do to get on Darren's level, apart from being as short as Darren?
You caught me at a loss on that one.
Oh, for real? I thought Darren Sproles were still in your head, still in your wheelhouse.
I mean, you would have to be the feature back. That's what it would have to be. Or better yet, you would have to make it to the league and then be a feature back. That's the only way that you can get on his level or surpass it. Become a fantasy favorite. Make me money, basically.
Okay.
Make all of us money on a very personal level.
Well, I mean, there is fantasy football in college, and I'm pretty good at it. Good enough to make money at it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I do want it to go just a little bit over my fantasy football team because I think my fantasy football team is cold. So I'm gonna just throw these names out here because I play in a keeper league, and my 2 keepers were Alvin Kamara and Josh Jacobs in a PPR league. Points per reception. So dudes that run the ball, dudes to catch the ball. Like that's what I wanted. So that freed me up to make my draft about wide receivers. And I thought that I did a pretty damn good job. So at quarterback, I got Tom Brady because, QBs and whatnot. On the shelf, I got Jared Goff in case Tom turns out to be 43 this year. I got Tyreek Hill at wideout. I got Gronkowski at tight end, which is a gamble, I admit, because I didn't go get a better tight end. And then I got T.Y. Hilton at wideout. I got CeeDee Lamb at wideout. I got Justin Tucker at kicker. I got the Seahawks defense. And I got Jerry Jeudy, Sterling Shepard on the shelf with Darrell Henderson. I say all that to say, somehow CBS Sports gave me a ridiculous C- grade on all of this. And I'll be like, I'm gonna show you CBS Sports. I am. I'm not gonna take this. So here's to me winning a national championship. Ron, parting thought.
If you have the time and the money, go to a drive-in, go watch a movie. It might be the worst film viewing experience you'll have, but it might be the best film going experience you ever had.
Okay. I will take you up on that. That is Ron Taylor. Follow him on the Twitters at Ron of All Trades. Joins me on Mondays to talk about, whatever, and he's my best friend. Most of the stuff that you enjoy from this podcast and from this live show and from this channel are things that he put in my head or he set up personally. The man is the smartest person that I really actually know. Download the RJ Young Show podcast. Wherever it is you get your podcasts. We do the live streams on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3, Fridays at 3 when I feel like it, but you'll see how it is. And then the Saturday podcast is always fun because it's a little bit off the beaten path. And it's going to be some people that you've heard from. It's going to be from some guests that I didn't know that I could get. Rate it, review it. If you leave a 5-star review and it's a nice review, I will read it on the show. Thanks for joining. We'll see y'all in a couple of days.